Welcome to Yeshiva Daf Shir sponsor Lunishma Saim Yakashol Nabas Yitzchok. We're holding in Basra Daf Kovches, starting the new parak of Masech Basra. So, Zok the Mishnah Cheska Sabati. So we have Chazoko. It's called Cheska Sabati. What's Cheska Sabati mean? Cheska Sabati means if a person holds on to a house for 3 consecutive years, that's a raya that he owes the house. As we'll see in the Gemara, the reason for it, what's the reason that it works? It works because of the eventual paskal of the sugi will be because for 3 years a person holds on to the shtar, to the deed. After 3 years, he doesn't hold on to it anymore. So Rabbanan says they don't have to do it anymore. So Chazak is abatim vehaboyrois vehashichin vehamoros. So the Mishnah is going to bring you the list of things it takes 3-4 years to hold on to him. A house, borshich caves and pits, hashevachos, which is the nests, vehamerchatzos, which is the bathhouse, ubeis abadim, this is the place where they press oil, ubeis shlachim, the field that needs to be worked on the whole time, ve'avodim, and the slaves, ve'kol shuoiseh peiros stadir, anything that does fruits is the whole time. There's no, it's not a periodic time of harvest. Cheskasam shaloshani miyom liyom. So it's a 3 consecutive years, full 3 years of chazakah. The Rishonim here discuss what is exactly the chazakah. Is the chazakah the idea that is a raya like a chazakah? Is it like you're saying almost like a chazakah, like chazakah that we have, like we always have chazakas? A chazakah that says something is whatever it is, it continues on. Probably that's what it was all the time. Or the chazakah tells me that from here on, I know it says. In other words, do I say that probably this was his from the beginning? Okay, he was holding for 3 years, he's probably holding on. Or after 3 years, I know now it's his. We'll see in the Gemara how they differentiates. Says the Gemara, Sodeh Abal, when you have Sodeh Abal, it's not based on Shlochim. Which means what you do is you work in it not every day of the year. Only certain periods of the year. So it's not full 3 years. What is it? That's what Rashi explains. You do 3 months in 1 year. The 3 last months of the year. Then you do another 12 months the next year because it has to be consecutive. And then you do 3 months of the year after and you're good. Now why 3 months? So Rashi learns the pshat is that the 3 months he planted 3 months. You could plant any one of these 3 months. So he planted near the end of the year. He planted at the beginning of the year. Tosfos learns that there are different things you have to do in the field. You plant at one stage. You harvest at another stage. At the end of the year, he did one part. And then at the beginning of the 3rd year, he did something else. But he was working on the field because it's not something you do consistently. So 1 year is there just holding on to it. Tosfos says, what is the example? Let's say he put it in a gate. And he locked the gate, that's holding on to it. And he has 3 months before the months after, he did some avoid in the field. That is a Bishwa. So,
what is this 12?
Shmona, what's it? You're right, we didn't finish the sentence. Which is 18 months. 3 plus 3 plus 12.
So what does he have to do with the 12? I understand.
No, the 12, so that's it, we close the 8. Okay. Puts a gate around, because it has to be consecutive.
So he doesn't work it constantly.
Right.
He just did one thing in the 12 months?
Right? Or, no, so closing a gate is considered to be holding constantly. I have a gate and I lock the gate, that's being constantly. So it's not 3 months, 1 month. 1 month at the end of the first year, 1 month at the beginning of the next, of the 3rd year, 12 months in the middle should be consecutively. We'll see in the Gemara what's exactly the Mechlekes. Hare Yudad Chodesh, that's 14 months. 12, 11, 12, 11, 13, 14. That's the amount of time of Chazak.
Does it have to be a Charisha?
Yeah, any time of Avodah in the Sodom. Charisha, Zriya, or Ktsira, any time of Avodah. That's all in a Sodeh of grain, of you plant. Our plants. We have a tree. Kinis es Tvuah. So he collected the Tvuah, but which is, it's different stage when you take them in fruits. So Rashi says the Tvuah over here refers to the grapes. That's what it refers to. Umasa could say, so if he took down his olives. Konas is kayotso. Kayotso is the dry figs. So 3 different types of trees are able to give us that's 3 years. Now that's 3 years. What's the 3 years? You have 3 fruits that you are taking. So the Gemara, Omar, Yechonon, Shabbat.
Is that at different times of the year?
Yeah, 3 times a year. In other words, because what's the point? The point is, if you talk about Shlachim, it's one long flow of avodah. That could seem to be a year until a year passed. You have to go a year based on the days. You pass the full year, you have chazakah. You didn't pass the full year, you don't have a chazakah. Right? That's how it works. But if you're talking about when you're doing a full avodah, now you're starting a new avodah, every avodah is going to be chazakah of that time. So if I worked on one tree, I finished the tree, I'm going to another tree. So it's a new chazakah. So it's enough to do 3. Says the Gemara, Omar Yechonon Shamati Mi'ol Chiyusha. I heard from the people that went to Usha. What is Mi'ol Chiyusha? So Rashi, what is Mi'ol Chiyusha? Shegol so Sanhedrin L'Usha. Sanhedrin went to Usha. Kedayim Roshana. Esel Gol Yeres Koso Sanhedrin Miyam L'Usha Miyusha Chulei. So all Chiyusha means the Sanhedrin that went to Usha. Interesting expression. Sanhedrin that went to Usha called Hol Chiyusha. What did I hear from them? How do I know Chazak for 3 years? Mishor Amud. When Mishor Amud? Mashor Amud, Kivan Shanogal Gimon Ningichos. No Fakle Michas Kastam, Kamachas Mud. An axe who gores 3 times, he becomes a mud. So Achanai Kavadoch, Shani Nofak Mishus Moich, become Mishus Lekech. After 3 years, goes Mishus Moich to Mishus Lekech. Says the Gemara, Mashor Amud, Al Ningichos reviews to Michayev. Shor Amud, you're not chayav until you get. When do you chayav on Shor Amud? Only the 4th Negicha. Look, so you want to look at Mishusay. So Achanam at Shor refused to chayav Mishusay. You want to tell me this doesn't become his until the 4th year? Say more Achiash. No, not right. Haso b'chinoka shosh Negichos have Amud. Here after 3 Negichos, right now is Amud. It's not chayav until the 4th because not to be chayav. 3 makes him Amud. Same way like a Chesed base. The Hidach Kiloi Nogach, my Lashan. If you didn't do any Gichor, he's going to pay. Here, they did it for 3 years. That's it. Rebecca, it says there's nothing more to do. In the Shor Amud, after 3 times, you still have to gore to be chayav. But by Chazak, there's nothing more to do. What's the Gemara says? And here, the Achronim point out that this goes in to the Svara of what is the idea of the Chazak. Because by Shor Amud you have a Chakir. What does Shor Amud tell me? It's really a Machlekes Rishonim. The Shor Amud tell me that once you did 3 times, you see that he was always a wild chart. It shows me his real nature. Or the Pshat is after 3 times he got used to it and now he's going for here. 2 ways to understand. It says not that I understand over here Chazak of the Karka. Doesn't mean that after 3 years that you hold on to the karka, it belongs to the buyer. For 3 years they hold on to it, now it's his. But the pshat is the 3 years shows from the beginning it's his. Now look at Loshe Rashi, the Loshe of the Gemara. Loshe Gemara and Mudaf was Kivan da'achlut lashani noflo mishus moicher the kaimel mishus lokeh. The Loshe of the Gemara Masha after 3 years then it transfers. Like it's sad, now it's retroactive. Just after 3 years now it becomes his. Now it makes it his. Okay. We'll get back to the Beis Hashem later in the Sukkos. So the Gemara says the Gemara, so according to you, when you have an ox that gores 3 times, right? We have an ox that gores 3 times, automatically becomes a gourd. You don't have to do any taina. So here you hold 3 for 3 years, should be yours. Why do you have to have a taina saying it's mine? Why do we learn kol chazoko? If I don't have a title, if I don't have something to say, if I don't come and say, what? In a chazaka. So I tell you, I'm going to deal with Kedom Ashton. You will turn in I literally. This is really simple. And the Adkei it's so simple, the Torah really asks what was even the Avamir. What am I saying? I'm not saying that automatically becomes his. The Karka morphed to be his? No. I'm saying, for 3 years you holding it, aside from doing like the Rishon, after 3 years, that makes it his. Or after 3 years, retroactively it is. But the idea is that we're assuming that there was a sale over here. Right? You assume that this was purchased. Oh, you assume it was purchased, so they're saying you have to have a taina. It's not a taina, there's nothing to talk about. You have to have a way I happen. Toys asks, if you look at Toys in the Nuat Elo, Kavchesel Beis Adap, Temam Naisa Kedaitik the Makshe. What was happening? Take about Sukubiyotik, right? So the Toys brings was first answer, not that is his. That the one would think we have 3 years, Chazak is not going to do a Mechor anymore. Chazak can do Mechor. Right? Or we have to ask him to the different type of taina that he has. We have to have a taina.
The whole thing is about the chazak in 3 years. So the Mashat is that because people don't hold the star.
Right.
Not hold the star for 3 years because once you have a chazaka, you don't need the star anymore.
Right.
Or is it just the opposite?
That goes back to the chagir. Yeah. But you have to have a taina to say I bought it. Without that doesn't work. So matlo ravira me'ato michol shlo b'fona lo te michol. According to you, michol should not in front of him should not work. Why? Because you learn from a sharp, from an axe. Doing the sharmud. Ma sharmud b'fona beinon avachi b'fona beinon. Sharmud needs to be in front of him, of his face. So why? Because that's what we learned. You have to be made in front of him, at least according to one shita. So he has to be in front of him. So no, there's a reason. Hasom v'huod b'bailov ksiv. It says huod b'bailov, which means it needs to be in front of the eyes of the owner. Here your friend has a friend, and the friend of a friend has a friend. Meaning you only need to buy Michal by Hadar, the Executive has to be in front of him. You have to be made in him that you have to stop your shore. Here you have to know that the owner is still looking for the field. So you have to know how you're going to know about it. Rumors spread. Says the Gemara of Richek Negichoisov Chayov, Kir Negichoisov Lekoshkin. According to me, that says that if Richek Negichoisov, which means that if you did the Negichois in 3 days, it becomes more. If you did all of them in 1 day, it's even better. Kir Negichoisov Lekoshkin. So if you eat 3 fruits in 1 day, so if you eat 3 fruits in 1 day, it should be a chazaka, right? Even if in 1 day, the closer it is, the better. So what does it mean? So as Rashi points out over here, we're not just saying if you eat 3 random fruits, goes to an apple tree, and eat an apple at 1 o'clock, an apple at 2 o'clock, an apple at 3 o'clock. That's called eating 1 apple. You're just harvesting the tree. I'm talking about a teino. That teino, a fig, has, the way it works is that in 1 day, the different fruits ripe. In the morning, one ripes is ready to take out. In the afternoon, another one wasn't ready in the morning. Another one in the evening. So I did 3 different pools of harvest. I have 3 stages of harvesting. That's the 3 stages of the day. So it should work like I do sure and wood. If even in 1 there will be a problem. Something I know. Do with the shamud. Something do with the shamud. My shamud be'ido the isle hanagicho leisla hanagicho. When you do the shamud, every goring stands on its own. It has to be, right. He gores X, he's not goring Y. He's goring Y. He's goring X. Each thing stands on its own. How can I be'ido the isle payroll leisla payroll? So it has to be that when you eat one fruit, the other fruit doesn't exist. By the figs, it exists, which is not fully ripe. So you have one in the morning, and so the other one right after, but it's already there. So that's not completely separate.
So you have Abanina to say that if you did it 3 times a day, it's not that he got used to it. That's his nature.
Yeah. And you also, you do 3 harvesting without a mechal, that means this is. We'll get to the Gemara later, we'll see when he's about the shtar, maybe you're right, how long you hold him to the shtar. Okay? But the Gemara right now, learn to share wood. Says the Gemara, so you have to have the fruits are not at the same time. Says the Gemara, but what about if you have 3 fruits in 3 different days? The Gemara understands that means it's not there in the first day. Okay, going tzolaf to have a chazak. So it's about tzolaf. Tzolaf is a type of tree that grows fruits at different days. The Gemara brings it as a raya to say that when Gamliel said that Losid Lavoy, when Mashiach will come, the trees will give fruits every day. So lig voice of Talmud. Talmud said, how could that be? Go right now. You look at the tzolaf tree; it grows fruits every day. Says the Islam Chazaka. Also, so meet more the Kagov goes. Says the same answer. Like Taina, the getting asked, what's the Havim here? Taina, we said the fruit is finished, not fully ripe. Here the fruit is not finished, but the fruit is already there. There is a fruit, it's not fully finished till the next day. So it's already there. I need to be not here completely. So they go, okay, what about you have 3 fruits in 30 days? Spasto is a shachat, is the straw that grows. You grow the straw, and then it grows again, and then it grows again, completely new. The kadiach v'ochlo, which means it grew and she ate, grew and eat, right? There, it's not considered to be a whole new thing. There, she just didn't allow it to grow. Like the thing's about to grow, she eats it up. The next thing grows. It's really the same thing. It's like having a bunch of apples and you take them down while they're growing. You didn't finish it. Says the Gemara, okay. So you know what? The Gemara's finally getting to the question we're trying to get to. Shachat, straw, does grow completely in 1 month. So you have in 1 month, grows a full shachas, then you harvest it. Allows the animal to eat it. 2nd month, starts again, grows a full shachas in 1 month, eaten. 3rd shachas, full shachas, the 3rd month, eaten. These 3 shachas did not see each other, were not complete. So that should be a chazakah. Within 3 months, we don't find any mandam that says 3 months should be a chazakah. Why not? If you learn for Shara Muad, you could do it the closer you do it, the better. So here, the closer you do it, the better. Says the Gemara, no. Who's Hol Chiyusha they're referring to? Rabbi Shmuel. Rabbi Shmuel Achinami. Rabbi Shmuel Loimir B'Medvar Morim Bizdei Alavan. Like we see in the Mishnah. That's only in a grain field. They have to have 3 full years because the entire year is considered to be 1 long harvest. When we have a tree field, Konas is Tuoso, which is the grapes. Umasik is Zaysav, the olives. Konas is Kayotzor, the figs. So he says, right, Rabbi Shmuel will agree to this. Rabbi Shmuel says if I have 3 stages of harvest, and each one of them is a standalone if so it's considered to be a full chazakah. When I say you have to have 3, not 3 years, it's 3 harvests. And according to Rabbi Shmuel, if you have 3 aspastas, that'll be a chazakah, good enough. Shmuel, the shidduch are very good. Well, it says Hol Chiyush is Rabbi Shmuel, something hard to understand. Tell when he asked, how do you know Hol Chiyush is Rabbi Shmuel? We don't know. Rabbi Shmuel was the time of Sanhedrin? Was he at that time? Maybe. So you have to check out. So the Gemara says, according to Rabbi Shmuel, is the Hol Chiyush. That's a shita. And he goes on to say that in Echanami, whatever grows faster is a quicker chazakah. Because you learn from Shara Muad, very good. Hol Chiyusha learn from Shara Muad. They learn that 3 times that means, not because people don't keep the shtar more than a certain amount. Because they learn from Shara Muad that after 3 times, 3 consecutive times, you have a chazakah, and that's good enough. So it will be closer, 3 times within 1 year, 3 times within 3 months. It's also fine, as long as 3 separate, which you don't see each other. Like an egichu. Nafkamina, 3 types of trees, each one on his own. Or 3 types of aspastas, each one on his own. That really works that way. So the Gemara and Echanami, according to Rabbi Shmuel, that will work. And that's what we learned. Rabbi Shmuel learned from Rameir, if we learned from Shara Muad, then according to Rameir, that's just going to work. Now the Gemara is going to come and say, that's according to Rabbi Shmuel. What are you going to do according to Rabbanan? But in the argument, what are you going to do? That's what the next stop is going to come. And we're going to continue from here, Beis Hashem, in tomorrow's daf. Call to Rabbi Isai, have a wonderful night.